Welcome to the Shootin' podcast. The podcast that's harder than your competition cooker and your first wife. We'll be talking barbecue and more with one of the top pitmasters in the game. Get ready for juicy tips, saucy tricks, and sizzling stories that'll leave you hungry for more. Let's start shooting the Q. Here's your host, Heath Riles.
How's it going, everybody? Today we are joined, of course, with our two guests, Brian Cox and Brian Wynne of M&W Smokers, and my lovely co-host, Candace, my wife. How are y'all today?
Good. Thanks for having us on.
Good, brother. Good to see y'all.
Why y'all looking all weird, man?
I'm just waiting on the intro. That was it.
He's waiting on it?
I was loving that. Was it hotter than your wife?
First wife.
First wife. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
that's not me.
Candace made that line up.
No, Candace is my second wife. To get this thing started, why don't you tell the guests a little bit about yourselves, what y'all do, what's your team name, and all about that, what you cook, and all that kind of stuff.
You want to take it?
We are MW Smokers from right here in Memphis, Tennessee. We cook competition barbecue. It's kind of where we got our start together. Now we own a business together. We produce a line of rubs, sauces. Meat Whiskey Boys or Team Stackhouse is kind of what the buzz is right now. Wynne, what do you think?
Yeah, man. Rubs and sauces are kind of starting to take off. We've had a lot of luck in the SCA. Marty Plute, we met him at Memphis in May last year. He started running with the rub, and Team Stackhouse kind of took off. He won 13 SCA events this year, which was the most single wins in a season, and a lot of people are hopping on the train. So we'll see where it goes from here.
Man, that's a good way to put it. Marty is a great cook. Had a hell of a run, and I don't know, maybe the SCA thing. I used to cook a lot of them, and a great organization. I mean, as far as one-day events, they have it down. I would like to see some of their team of the year stuff change, though. I mean, because anybody can go out here and cook 60 contests, 70 contests, 100 contests to win it. KCBS put that kind of rule into place. I think their average now is top 10, or is what it used to be. I think they've changed it again now. Your high scoring, but it would kind of be easy to do in SCA, in my opinion.
So you can't just pile on the comps and then
I'm not in agreement with somebody that can just go run 150 comps. You're a great cook. I'm not taking anything away from you, but
with free time.
Yeah, but how many contests did you really win out of that? When you talk about percentages and averages, I've been in that same boat before. Where let me see, what was the number? I won 15 that year and cooked 30. And so I cooked 10 KCBS, and I won 5 of those out of 10. And I cooked, 20 MBN and won 10. That was a pretty good lick that year.
Batting 500.
Win.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hell of a
on
run.
The wins.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good roll. It was fun. I just like to see that kind of. But when it gets down like that, too, I like to see a little bit of trash talk between teams and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Marty, absolutely killed it. He's done a lot of help with us promoting the rub and getting the name out there. I mean, just a great dude all around.
Well, that's awesome. So to tell everybody, I met Brian and Brian through the barbecue circuit and have become really good friends with them. And Brian's day job, he kind of is the vice president of a larger logistics company, and so he runs some trucks for us from time to time, picks up some loads. And, of course, Cox over here, he's in a little bit of a package business with your stepdad. Is that correct?
Yep. We run a small package delivery business here in town.
Yeah, so,
And a bra.
And a what?
And a bra. We're in 3 states. We got people everywhere, so we just put the fires out before we started this podcast. So there's probably another one starting right now.
Well, that's every day. Well,
I mean, if you work in trucking, it's always something.
You're
There's
right
no
about
day
that.
that's the same.
Every fuel's always up, ain't it? That's always the case.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, outside of just barbecue in general, what's y'all's favorite barbecue contest on the circuit that you've been to so far?
Well, I'll go back to the Covington. I just like the Demolition Derby. I know we've talked about that a lot, and that's a KCBS comp.
Now it is. It used to be an
yeah.
MBN. The demolition derby is cool.
Do they still do the demolition derby?
They did the last one I cooked in up there.
Well, I meant
We hadn't been because of that, because of the swap.
The last time they had it, I think won, and
won.
Heath wasn't there.
I won first place, but I didn't win grand.
Yeah.
But I did win first place in ribs.
You and Austin were cooking.
Me and Austin, that's right.
No, I like Covington. Wynn, what do you like?
Man, I really like Bolivar. Downtown Bolivar, it's just a good competition. They take care of you. They make sure you got ice. The liquor store delivers liquor to your booth. They'll get you beer. I mean, and great payouts.
I think I'm going to have to cook Bolivar this year. It's 30 minutes from the house, and the money is really good. Like you said, I think I'll come up there and cook a little old lonely rib, Bo.
It's fun.
In October.
Yeah,
it would be nice. It won't be hot.
No,
I'd leave the house like I'm going deer hunting and come up there. I could bring a trailer up on a Friday and go back home to go to sleep.
What's your favorite contest?
My favorite contest? Oh, that's not hard. I love South Haven Spring Fest here just because it's local and I get to see so many of my friends that, we see once a year, and it's not as chaotic as Memphis in May. But my favorite contest by far, you already know, I've said it on several podcasts, on recordings, online, it's got to be Murfreesboro, Illinois. Mike Mills contest. Apple City Barbecue is, I don't know, it's just great. I absolutely love it. Hospitality, food, people, atmosphere, and just the scenery driving up through the cornfields, rolling down the windows. They're usually harvesting that time of year. I love cranking the music up. It's about a balmy 80, sunroof open.
Yeah.
Cold drink in hand, and you cross that bridge, and you got a good 45 minute to an hour drive of just peaceful countryside.
It is a nice drive.
Yeah, we rode up through that country not too long ago when we went up to visit Cordy Meats for Marty Plute's steak class, and it was beautiful. We might have gotten lost once, but
well, that's when we stopped it.
Some pretty back roads there.
Yeah, that's BFE, baby.
Man, well, talking about Cordy Meats, y'all brought me back some Lima Loco sausages of
Lima Loco.
Lima Loco.
He can't pronounce
Lima Loco.
Ever.
Okay, Lima Loco. I'm terrible.
Sorry, Marty.
But I will tell you, man, those sausages are good. I mean, Candace don't even like sausages, and she ate one.
You need to try that other stuff I brought you too.
I've got to try it. I've got to take a tube home from here at the office. She brought it here and dropped it off when I wasn't here that day, and I kind of forgot about it, to be honest.
Yeah, so they took a 2/3 pork, 1/3 beef, and then mixed kind of Marty's go-to steak seasonings from the SCAs, Johnny Joseph's, his Twisted Steel, and our Stackhouse, and mixed it in. I tell you what, you make a burger out of that stuff, you don't have to put any seasoning on it. Man, it is killer. Really rich. It's just different than a regular hamburger, and it is awesome.
I'm going to have to try that. I will. We've definitely been perfecting the old smash burger game again. I just got that new Traeger Flat Rock griddle.
Oh, yeah, I saw some cheese steaks or something on that the other day.
Man.
Yeah, that thing was like 4 pounds. Who ate that?
That wasn't 4 pounds now, because I didn't get my 5 pounds of meat total.
Look good, though.
I'm going to tell you, it was really good.
Cheese steaks will upset the social media world.
They will. People in Philadelphia,
angry.
They're confused individuals. I understand now why everything you've ever read about them and their football team, you love them, you hate them, you spit on your own quarterback. I mean, people throw food at your own quarterback in the NFL, and
they're psychotic.
Well, I done a Philly cheesesteak video on a Blackstone griddle a long time ago, and it had mushrooms and peppers and onions and all that, right? Angry. Because when you go anywhere around here, you see Philly cheesesteak, they have all that on it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've only been to Philly once to have one, and I know about Geno's and Pat's. It's about like Rendezvous here. It's a great place. It's really cool. It's an eclectic, but, the locals really don't go there. I want to know where the locals go, right? And so you read all these stories and all these different things on the cheesesteak, and so I had people commenting and more or less telling me I could jump off a bridge because it didn't have fried onions and just cheese whiz. And now this video, everybody is telling me, great job. Some people are telling me that, and then some is going, oh, it don't have provolone, you're wrong again, and they're just very confused in Philadelphia. And so I'm going to be at the end of the day, whether it's got cheese whiz on it, whether it's got provolone, Swiss, hell, white American, yellow American, or cheddar, it don't matter. I like a cheesesteak.
That's right.
That's all I've established. Is I like a cheesesteak no matter what kind of cheese is on it.
As long as it's got meat and cheese, you're good.
As long as it's got meat and cheese. But what I don't understand, I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand different flavor profiles of cheese, and you can make that cheesesteak into many different variations and versions with whatever peppers you wanted or jalapenos or whatever. But they take stuff over the edge in Philadelphia.
Have you ever been up there and driven down the road?
I've never
They're
driven
angry
there, no.
drivers.
I've never driven
It's
there.
not brotherly love.
No.
I was wondering what they said about that cheese when you mix it up. And when you started out with the slices, and you made it into a whiz.
I mean, you know, just some milk and melted down some American cheese. And I don't think we got it on video. I added a splash to a beef rub in it. You know, I probably should have put a little W sauce in it to amplify the flavor just a little bit, or a little paprika or something. But I didn't, because Boar's Head cheese is good cheese, you know. I didn't want Velveeta. You know, I wanted to kind of make my own little thing up.
I hear you.
Hey, what about if you did a little Arbo's on some cheese steak?
I bet Arbo's would be good. Man, I got to talk to him. I do. We got to get him on the show here.
Yeah.
We do. That cheese dip, I love that cheese dip. Fully endorse it worldwide. Arbo's takes the nation.
Well, I saw Malcolm did a video, and a crawfish, what was it? Crawfish king cake that he used Arbo's on, and it looked killer.
I remember seeing that video. Now I forgot about that.
Well, and Andrew's our age, you know, younger guy in the company. Same thing, and he's got a lot of hustle to him. He's got a lot of new things coming out. Same thing with Cordy, right? Jay's, and so we see that with a lot of like some of our like meat shops in town, our meat markets, and then you got Cordy. Like, that's why Jay's so good. He's putting out stuff like Lima Loca sausage, and because he'll put the time in. He's still got that hustle to him, and he wants to go out there and create new stuff. So, you know, him and Kyle Cordy, who owns Cordy, they're both probably, you know, 40s,
they're young
40s, right? So they're over, you know, they're always talking business. They're always seeing what the next thing is. So that's how we try to align ourselves with a lot of people like that aren't just set and have good product, but have that itch, man.
Well, they're creative. I mean, dude, they just bought a 50,000 square foot building that used to be the Wall Street Journal, and that's going to be their new place. From, you know, the place they're in now is tiny, but I mean, he sent us pictures during deer season. They're processing 3,300 deer. I mean, and they actually smoke their snack sticks and stuff. It's not putting an electric smoker or anything like that. I mean, they're real deal. And they put out some great stuff.
You know, it's hard to find an old school place like that really appreciates the craft of that type stuff. And we sell to several meat markets now. I was up in where's Jaworski's at exactly? It's up.
Is it Michigan?
No, it's in
Near Michigan.
North somewhere.
I was up at
Jaworski.
Fathead's Brewery with my buddy Matt.
Ohio. Okay, well, we went to Michigan on that trip. That's why.
Yeah, we went to Michigan. I was thinking you're thinking about the meat
confused.
shops up there
Sorry.
we went in.
Yes, Ohio, right
Ohio.
near Cleveland.
Yes, right
outside
around
of
Cleveland.
because we stayed in Cleveland.
The Mistake by the Lake.
No, he's kind of in a suburb little area outside there. Middleburg Heights is where it's at, and I'm going to tell you, he makes pierogies and all that. And he's got 3 girls or four behind the counter, 4 slicers. They make nothing but sandwiches and stuff like that all day long of walk-ins. Yeah. And he has all these pre-cut meats and marinated meats, and he's got snack sticks. But he buys all full sides of beef and breaks them down, all full pigs, you know, breaks them down. It's really the old school artisan, and he's an older Jewish fella. And, man, they make all the traditional soups every day, all the different stuff. And he sells them to go to, like take and bakes and stuff like that, and cabbage rolls. And this place does, to be in a shopping center, unbelievable. But he will even ship you pierogies and stuff. And I've bought pierogies, and I'm here to tell you.
That's what Cordy just got. He was telling us the other day. He said, "I've got in. I'm going to start shipping stuff." I mean, he said they do 50 cattle a week and 50 pigs a week. Bring them in live. I mean, they do the whole 9 yards. And
Oh, wow.
man, killer job they're doing.
That
Yeah,
is
they got a
pretty
little
awesome.
cattle gate in the back. They bring them in. What'd you say, a pierogi?
A pierogi, yeah.
What is that?
You
I should
don't-
know what that is.
It's a pastry dough filled with different stuff. Depending on, sometimes it's mashed potatoes, sometimes it's cottage cheese,
Like a calzone type.
onions. Yeah, but
They're
you
small.
boil it and then you saute it, usually with some onions in a pan.
Okay.
That's how most
I
people
feel
serve
like
them.
it's almost like a play off of a ravioli, but
Yes.
it's not.
So he's coming from the full side down to the little pierogi. That's what I'm talking about. That's a meat cutter, right? That's a true meat cutter. You know, we're ordering the ribeye. He's taking that thing off the hanger, and that's where you get to a true butcher. And there's not. I mean, there's a lot of them around, but there's not a lot of like just like big time.
No, because all your meat markets now have went to prepackaged meat, like you
Yeah.
said. I know that we have friends that work for Kroger, and they're talking about a lot of their stuff. They won't have butchers anymore. Everything's going to come in pre-packed.
Yeah,
And to me, that's just not really a butcher's shop, a meat market. I'd rather see my meat getting cut. They're taking away. I don't understand the speed of things, but I'd rather not have it processed. It seems like it would last longer if it's processed fresh versus or cut and then put in the case versus coming in cut already, you know.
And there's a whole art to it. I mean,
Oh, I worked in a meat market as a kid, and that's probably what has really intrigued my way about meat. And knowing, and I'm not saying this, but I mean, I know my way around a hog or a cow. I've butchered them whole before. Plenty of animals. I used to be so good with deer, I didn't even hang them up. I'd skin them on a tailgate and just flip them over side to side. I mean, you know, we used to just. I was good.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not like that anymore, but I can still break down about anything. And I trained my butcher here. Kerry's been in business and broke down animals all his life, but I trained him competition style how to trim stuff. Yeah. And during Memphis in May and whatnot, you can call up there and order a hog from Raymond's Meat Market and trim it competition style. Tell them you want the Heath cut, you know. Tell them you want a bikini cut. They can do it all for you, ready to go. Because of what we trained them, same way on shoulders, you know.
and TK's done a good job taking over.
TK's excellent.
Do we get the Heath cut? We get the MW cut, don't we?
Yeah.
Y'all get that OG cut from Heath. You just don't know it.
We just renamed it.
You get him belly up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you getting the Heath cut then.
Yeah, he trims them up. That saves us
I'll pay the $100 to.
every time.
It's worth every bit of money to have a whole hog trim ready to go. Well, you know, talking about all that kind of stuff, we talked about your best barbecue event to attend. What's the craziest thing you ever seen at a barbecue event?
What are we going to go to now? Say something we hadn't talked about before.
Man, like crazy or like stupidity, like, you know, what are we talking?
It can
here?
be whichever one you choose.
To blow up a grill.
I
blow
mean,
up
we've seen grills on fire, melting tents a few times. That's always pretty comical. I've seen a guy running around in his underwear trying to wash fire ants off of him in Covington before.
Yeah, that did not impress Candace. We got to give her something crazier than that.
I mean, you know, we try and keep to ourselves pretty much. I mean, we got a pretty tight knit group that we hang out with, so we don't.
So now, I said the craziest thing you've ever seen at a contest, witnessed or anything, something out of the ordinary. Let's say that. Nothing.
Yeah, we got something. What? Give us some. What will be your answer to that question?
I mean,
One of y'all.
I've seen people drink and sleep on the ground all night and have the police sit there and watch over them. I've seen golf carts stolen.
Now they got brought back. Let's reframe about the golf cart. People would steal them and bring them back.
I didn't say they stole them forever.
That might have
They
happened.
borrowed
in
it.
Memphis in May.
They borrowed it.
Well, we
Well,
had
that
a wheelchair get stolen from our tent one time.
Wheelchair.
Memphis in May a few years ago, we had a guy on the team who was turning 21, and you know the golf carts downtown that'll drive you around. They got the idea that they'd take that for a little joyride. And next morning, guy had a tracker on. He was trying to find it, and they gave it back to him, and somebody had left their wallet in, and it was not good. They rode it all over downtown till about 4:00 in the morning. Guy had parked it outside his condo, and somebody had a key. And
That's just a drunken moment.
I think a lot of people's had those. Well, what's an embarrassing moment you've had at a contest in yourself?
Probably at one of my the thing that I've embarrassed myself all the time. It's like my thing. So like the thing that I remember is probably like a finals table or something. Just like just down on myself because I was embarrassed. Said something stupid, lost words. Probably one of the first couple times. But
I've melted boxes before on accident.
yeah, he
Put 'em on
melted.
the smoker or something, melt 'em?
Man, yeah, got turn-in times mixed up and had a little too much to drink and stuck that box back on the smoker, and it absolutely disintegrated.
That's pretty funny. So how did you overcome that?
Went and got another box and slapped the label on it and turned them in. They ended up doing like third place. It was some chicken thighs, and
Wow.
We keep a couple spare boxes. Name brands matter. I don't know if they would check that. No one's ever denied us an extra box.
I actually went to the rep and got a new one. I was like, hey, listen, I screwed up. I completely melted the box.
Well, I guess you was pretty good on your time then, because I'm usually sub down to the wire on building the boxes. If I melt it, it's over. I'm gonna miss the turn in.
He said chicken though.
I was 30
time
minutes
on
early.
chicken.
Yeah.
Depends on the box for you. Lord.
Yeah, you're a last second guy, aren't you?
Man, I
Depends
want that.
what it is. Pork, hog. Lord,
I'm picking around getting the absolute best pieces.
you got to scream at him and lie too. Like, we got 30 seconds when you really got 2 minutes. Like, you got to lie. Otherwise, you ain't making it in time.
Well, I mean, I like it down to the wire.
Yeah, we try to start.
I want the excitement to come in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's
I'm
not
the one
ever
running
taking
the box.
You got
ever.
Austin or Candace running it.
I usually am taking the gloves off, going, go, go, go. You got 18 seconds
Now
left.
that Austin stopped smoking, that's a good thing. At least he can run faster, right?
Yeah. He was all about those Virginia Slims.
Today in today's birthday.
I just
You
saw
know
that on
what?
Snapchat.
Yes,
I think,
it is.
What is he, like 22 now or something?
He has Snapchat.
Yeah.
I thought Snapchat was on the downhill.
No, I saw it. I think I saw it on Facebook.
You don't have a
Texted him.
Snapchat?
I saw he's on Snapchat.
Maybe I need to get
I'm
one.
on Snapchat now. I really don't know how to use it.
Well, you
But
did a
I'm
good.
there.
I saw Collins riding in her.
I mean, I take pictures of my stuff, maybe a little bit of my food.
Take
here and
pictures
there.
of my stuff. That sounded a little.
I mean, not like that. I mean, I may post pictures of my daughter on there or something, or pictures of my food, but I don't.
A little bit of hunting.
Yeah, a little bit of hunting or something like that. I just don't post every day on Facebook anymore because I feel like I don't really. I mean, I hate to say it, I don't really live a private life anymore, doing everything we do for a living, and being online every day. And so there's some things I just don't post, except to my.
You've kept your Snapchat a little more private.
Yeah, my Snapchat's a little more private. It's not wide open.
Yeah.
Now, I have accepted a couple of people I thought were somebody, and I've had to delete them. God, there's some catfishers on there, ain't it?
Oh man!
Like, how does a person named Henry be some nude chick? Tell me that. Block, block, block.
Yeah, that's a dude over there in Eastern Europe, probably in a third story of a shanty.
Well, I don't even want to
Catfishing
think about that myself.
Well, don't accept them. I'll investigate. I was a small investigation before I accept anybody. If it's somebody that makes something like a knife, there's so many knives manufactured.
Now you
don't
see
even
all the
accept
bourbon
that stuff.
scammers.
Bourbon scammers.
The bourbon scammers are out there, man.
Well, he's got a point about the knife thing, too, all from overseas. A lot of these knife manufacturers are overseas. Some of them are and all that. The DeMarcus Steel and some of the Hammer ones are good ones. And you don't know who's good and who's bad. So I'm going to be honest. I'm going to keep running with Victor Knox and not worry about that custom,
We those were the knives that we liked, right?
Yep.
Victor Knox.
Yeah.
I mean, for the money, you can't beat a Victor Knox knife, in my opinion. You
Yeah, I
can't.
like them.
Yeah, I think Matt Miller stopped by last year at our tent and gave us
Matt
some.
is a great guy.
Brewer gave us some knives for his knife rep. Our buddy sells hotel restaurant equipment. What were those? They started with an S.
I don't know. They were
Shuns?
nice. No, it wasn't
Weren't
Shuns.
Shuns.
No.
No, they weren't Shuns.
We got Shuns at home. I love a Shun.
They were
Yeah,
Victor
too.
Knox.
Well, cut yourself
Yes.
with that.
Ask.
Amy. Hey, ask Cox's wife about those Shuns cutting yourself.
She cut herself.
Yeah.
Not on purpose, though, right?
Nah. No, 3 beers in.
Oof.
That was an embarrassing moment. She grabbed a Shun out of the box and opened up her wrist and
They're
was like
sharp,
trying
man.
to shave her hair or whatever and cut her.
Oof. They are very sharp.
So, pure accident.
Yeah. Yeah. Ignorance. Ooh.
Yeah, you might regret that later.
You know, this podcast is going to be out here like
Worldwide.
No, we laugh about it all the time, but you know.
Well, talking about all that, you know, talking about contests, what is y'all's favorite food outside of barbecue?
Ooh,
Wynn, what you got on that one?
man, I don't. You know,
Does he make your decisions for you? I'm just wondering.
No, I just want. Hell no.
you know, I'll say this after a barbecue competition. You know what my go-to is? Sushi. Just
Sushi?
something completely different. That I don't know. I've always liked fresh fish, and I don't know. After a barbecue competition, I need something to get me up, and I usually go to sushi.
I'm a junk food guy.
Junk
I
food.
do remember this.
Yeah.
Here.
I mean, I control it. I do healthy activities, work hard, play hard, but I like my fast foods, my Crystals,
There's a lot of
or
play
your
hard.
White Castles.
White Castle is better than Crystal.
I've
I will
never-
have
I
that
do agree with
debate
that.
all day. Huh?
I said I do agree
Okay.
with that.
I've
we
never
don't
had
have White Castle here, though. I mean,
Uh-uh.
the closest one is what, Nashville, that I'm aware of.
Right off of Broadway, you know I'm going
Yeah.
every time I go
Every
by
time
that.
we go to Nashville, we go through there. I mean, we've even had a taxi take us through there before.
I had a
Right?
limo take me through there one time.
I mean, yeah, it's.
You remember the time the taxi cab driver didn't want to carry me through White
Yeah,
Castle?
but he did.
He did because of what I told him.
You didn't get out of the limo? You made him go through the.
Those are the drive-through,
Drive
bro.
through.
God.
I mean, I'm paying for your
Harold
time. What's wrong with you? Order this
Kumar.
food. Here it is. Let's go. That's back in my wilder days, you know, Nashville days.
Yeah, you hear people like going on drunken White Castle trips to Nashville from Memphis.
I mean, I don't know.
I'll take a
when was
Wendy's.
the last time we even had white? I don't even.
It's been a minute.
It wasn't in Nashville. It was somewhere. I know where it was. It was when we went and bought my truck, wasn't it?
I've
There
had
was
it
a White
since then, I
Castle.
think. I've been out of town somewhere and had it.
So what's your go-tos?
My go-to, it's kind of changed. It used to be, honestly, a cold, like, sub from Lenny's or Jersey Mike's or somewhere like that. I didn't want anything hot food. But we've ate a lot of Mexican after. You know, it just kind of depends on the contest. If I was cooking a full-on MBN or a duel, I don't want to go sit down after and get relaxed. I want to get a cold sandwich on the way home, get a shower or the hotel, wherever I'm at, and then I want to sit down and eat because I don't want to do anything after that but get up and probably brush my teeth.
I think you
to go
got to
to
take
bed.
into consideration the time of year too, because some
Yeah.
of these contests you're like in hell, burning on fire.
Water Valley.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, like you're just hot and you can't think about anything.
You just got to, and she's got a great point. I guess it depends on what time of the year it is
Yeah.
and what we eat. You know,
After contest foods, you're not going to eat chicken. Probably you're not going to go eat
I will.
pork.
Said I will.
You're not going to go eat.
I'm not going
I
to
don't-
eat
steak.
I'm not a no on the pork
No
for
steak.
me.
I think, like you said, maybe that's why I like sushi, because after these hot, like when it's hot
Yeah,
outside,
like
something a little
summertime.
refreshing. You know,
Yeah,
I've never
I
thought about it
agree.
that way, but
It's
That's
just
all.
like it changes with like what you drink.
yeah,
Do you not drink different things in
Oh,
different
absolutely.
seasons? I do.
vodka during the summer, and
See, I like
Brown
white
water in the
wine in
winter.
the summer,
Yeah.
red wine in the winter.
nice Sauvignon Blanc in the afternoon when
Exactly.
it's hot outside. I get
You
it.
don't have a problem throwing down a cold beer either.
No, Miller Lite.
As long as it's in a can, we're good. Or on draft.
That's what
I'm
I
not a
say.
bottle person.
You started at lunch today.
I did.
Monday, fun day.
Weather's warming up. It's right time.
But it's cold in here, though. Well, it's not as cold right
It's
now.
usually hot
but
in here, right?
It was cold earlier today, but yeah.
I had a
was that- what-
flashback.
I had a fun. I saw that look, man.
Yeah, well, you know,
What-
I know we keep getting off subject here. We talk about food and everything else and all that. So you said that was your go-to after a contest. What is your favorite food as far as not being barbecue?
I thought that was the question.
It was. We got off subject. We've been doing that a lot. I mean, we've been on an Italian kick. My wife and I, we cook a lot at the house. A lot of like, you know, and you can go heavy, like a bolognese sauce, tortellini soup, stuff like
I
that.
like
Or
a
you
good vodka sauce.
I like vodka sauces. I like pesto sauces. You can go light, cold, hot.
Right.
We've got one of these, and we've got one of these noodle attachments too that That's the next
Like
step.
for the KitchenAid mixer or something.
Yep, that's exactly
Yep.
what it is.
Have you started making your own pasta yet?
That's the next step. But I mean, it's kind of the kick we've been on.
Well, let us know what night we'll be there.
Yeah, I'll make the salad.
But we cook all the time. We
I'll bring the wine.
Bring the bag salad.
Bag salad. And
No, I do make some good salads. I wasn't joking when I say that. I do. I make some good vinaigrettes and good stuff.
The tangy
yeah.
vinegar barbecue sauce you can turn it into a good vinaigrette. That's true.
I'll make a shrimp salad that'll blow your mind, though.
That's true too.
See, that's
He
like
does
cold.
make
So you
good
serve that
salads.
cold.
I do.
Yes.
We usually do serve it cold, but I'm not talking about like a mayonnaise-based shrimp salad. I mean, on a bed of lettuce.
Okay.
You know, really make a salad
Gotcha.
out of it with the shrimp and some cocktail sauce and other stuff.
So what kind of pasta are you guys going to make first? There's all different ones.
Yeah. Now you're putting me on the spot. So we've got your normal linguine, tortellinis, all those the flat. I like the thicker, flat noodles that really hold sauce on them. So you
Yeah.
go for a big spoonful. You're not. Yeah, you can get a big mouthful.
Like an Alfredo noodle.
What? Alfredo is a sauce.
I know that, but
like a small.
like you would see an Alfredo, that wide
That's
noodle.
called
Like a
fettuccine.
A fettuccine noodle.
Y'all quit talking about Italian. No, I mean I like a big lasagna noodles. What are those called? They're not lasagna noodles, but they're called.
I know what you're talking about, but I really don't.
They're
know
just
what they're
larger.
called.
There's a shit ton of noodles out there.
There is.
I call them spirals. You can get shells. You can get flat ones,
we've
long
been
ones,
buying,
skinny
like,
ones.
Bow
I don't
tie.
even know how you properly say it, but what we've been buying a lot of is like deltellini or something. They're like, so for Collins is about to be 1, and she's eating with her hands. So they're like little bitty round,
I see it.
but they're already like, instead of having to chop her noodles for her, they're already like perfect size where she can just didn't know
So
the noodle
we've been having to
existed,
use
but it
those.
does.
So what about you? Favorite food outside of barbecue?
Any type of breakfast food. I love breakfast food.
Like Waffle House or like better than Waffle
Oh
House?
man, let's see. Recently, I hit Sunrise on Poplar, avocado toast with a sunny side egg.
Hey,
on
have
it.
you ever been to
bomb.
Toasted Yolk in Germantown?
I have not.
It's actually really good.
Is it
You should
good?
give it a try.
Elwood's killer breakfast. Like to hit that up. Tops actually has a good breakfast.
I haven't had their breakfast.
You know,
yet.
Tops, that reminds me. Tops has got a bologna with cream cheese and egg or something
Really?
for
With
a,
cream
for
cheese?
a breakfast sandwich.
I like cream cheese.
Yes.
so.
Hey,
Is there money in
good.
breakfast? So
Really?
it's good. Their breakfast brisket sandwich is good. I bought it when I found out they were serving breakfast. I went and picked up the whole office an assortment. We all split it. And there were no complaints around the office that day.
yeah, I mean, I guess if you're using the same protein you're serving for lunch, right? You can kind of
True.
cross over for breakfast. You're not having to change over menus.
But, it wasn't dry or anything. I mean, it was good.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, it should be fresher for breakfast versus lunch. Right?
Yeah, it should be.
Wow. I'm going to try the Tops out. That'll be good.
Does it really have cream cheese on it though?
Yeah, they got a bologna sandwich that has cream cheese. I forget what they
I
call
mean,
it.
I love cream cheese.
So let's talk about some grills, guys.
Ooh, here we go.
Yeah. So tell me about the types of grills y'all cook on and what you would like to have that you don't have currently.
All right, I'll lead with this, man. We got an assortment of cookers. We've got Smoking Brothers pellet grills, great pellet grills, American made, whole 9 yards. We got a Woods custom cookers by Jack Woods. That's our whole hog cooker. It's a backwoods style water cooker. We've got between me, Massey, and Cox, I think we got 4 old hickories: an ELEDX, CTO, MM, and BP.
Can't go wrong there.
Can't go wrong with Old Hickory. What else do we got? I know you got a barrel smoker. We got
some drums. Couple that we want to cook. We've gotten to the point now to where we're just cooking on different stuff just because it's fun, right? I mean, you started cooking on. You had D pits. This is my preferred barbecue cooking pit, and now we just want to change it up. So
It's like you graduate. I think we talked
Yeah.
about that before.
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah.
Like
I
once you
started on
master
a-
one, you graduate
now we're into
to another.
the live fires, the pizza ovens, I like those outlaws, So we
I love my outlaw.
always wanted to cook on one of those. That's why I grew up cooking barbecue Competition barbecue was a stick burner.
And we had a stick burner. We had a Shirley Fabrication stick burner for a while. I actually sold it to Jason. Wiggs.
We had that. You know, I was cooking on a Lang for years.
I started on a gator pit.
Oh, wow.
It was my father-in-law's gator pit. It's kind of how I got into barbecue, and I like the old school smokers, but
That's what I started off on, was an old school homemade stick burner I built.
yeah,
Propane barrel.
You were talking about that somewhere, and how you wish you still had it.
Yeah, I do wish I still had it. I got rid of it for $800, and it was a 36-inch piece of pipe, 5 foot long. I never could get the firebox right, so I paid a guy to build me a firebox, and I welded it on because he had all the little neat little tools and stuff, and I didn't. I just really had a welder and a torch, and you know, as far as making an air intake and all that, he made me a pretty good one on the door. And other than that, I moved my stack and moved it down on the end, you know, kind of middle ways, and that was a great cooking grill. I hate that I got rid of it, but I got rid of it to get another better grill, a rotisserie at the time, a charcoal rotisserie I had. It was built like a Southern Yankee. You remember those?
Do not.
Southern Yankee rotisserie. They were charcoal rotisseries. Had 4 racks in them, 4 foot, 12 inches by 40 foot. Charcoal only.
Man, I got a rotisserie that we had. It was made up in Dyersburg, and it's a chicken cooking machine. It's only got about an 8-inch little rack that's probably 2 foot long. Firebox in the back. Man, it's a chicken cooking machine.
About to go with this.
You know
Where
what that
did you
is?
get it in Dyersburg?
I got it from my father-in-law, and me and Massey had to get the motor rebuilt on it because
It come from a guy, I can look at it, you're going to send me pictures, named John Bird out of Dyersburg, Tennessee, 2 Little Pigs. John is one of the ones that got me into cooking years ago.
yeah, it's a
So you know what
stainless
he's
steel.
talking about.
Huh?
You know what cooker he's talking about.
I own 5 or 6. So he made some 3 foot models and some 4 foot models, and he had a couple 5 and 6 foot models. You might have a 3 foot model is what you got, and the racks are probably a little bigger than 2 foot in it.
Yeah,
30 inches maybe.
It's been in storage for a minute because Massey was moving, but
It's got 4 racks in it, and the racks kind of dip into the firebox right over the fire.
Yep.
It's got basically a round tube on the back.
yeah, mine's kind of
And
square with the top.
The top kind of come open, but it had a thing on it you could shake back and forth to let the ashes out to drip out.
The side pan.
That sounds fun. Where's that thing at?
It's in Massey's garage. I mean, we paid like $200 to have the little rotisserie motor rebuilt because
I would
it's
like
fun
to
to
see
cook
it. I would like to see that.
I've only seen one other person with them.
I would like to have me another one of those. Those are some good little cookers.
It's fun to cook on.
That was
There's a
real
bunch of little
cooking
regional
machine.
guys like that. We ran into one up there out of St. Louis, not, Gateway up there that Tim does. And then there's another one called
Crank it up.
Rip something.
Oh, the Rip Tangler, Rib Tangler, whatever it is. That you talking about? It's kind of
it's a square smoker or a square drum. Basically.
rectangle, basically.
You can fit a full pan on the top without having to.
Yeah.
And now I wanted to cook on one of those deep souths too.
Oh, I've won a lot of money on a deep south smoker.
Those look
gravity
cool.
fed.
Yeah.
As far as that's the Cadillac of gravity feds. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've not taken anything away from Stomps or any of the other cookers out there, but I do think the quality and workmanship in Randall's deep south smokers, the all welded seams, everything's built like a tank. It'll last forever. I mean, it's about like buying an Outlaw.
Where's he from? He's close to here, right?
Georgia.
He's
Georgia.
He's in Cumming,
he's in
Georgia.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, if you want something to cook shoulders on, to set it and forget it. If you want to be an MBN cook, I'd tell you to go get a 42-inch model tomorrow and go to town, or 28. You can't beat them as far as consistency. You can't beat them.
So let me ask you this: what do you have on the back patio at home?
On my back patio right
as far
now,
as grills.
currently,
Because I'm redoing a house and
I have
I'm trying to figure out.
I have the Alpha Pizza oven.
Okay, I've seen you do that with Bob.
I have a Golden's cast iron, which is a Kamado style grill currently. I have a PK 360. I have a Weber kettle original. I have the new Traeger flat rock griddle. And I have a Traeger 1300 Pro. And I have an Outlaw stick burner on my patio. And then there is a Deep South mailbox, a Gateway drum, another Traeger, and a Blackstone in the garage.
You got everything covered. Hey, those Blackstones.
Let me back up. There's also a 270 GS model smoker,
There is 270.
and it seems like I'm forgetting something else.
You have that smaller Traeger too, like that tailgating.
Oh yeah, I have a tailgate, the little Ranger. It's
Yeah.
out there on the patio too,
There.
and I have a deep fryer
Yeah,
on the
You
patio.
got to have a fryer.
that's true.
And I have a gas grill on the patio, and a hot eye.
So who's
That's all on the patio, and then it's a shop. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff out there between PKs, 3 more Outlaws,
You got Old Hickory.
It's a
out there.
parking
4 or
garage
5
in there.
drums, CTO, HBP, Old Hickory trailer. I don't know. Then I got,
Got a
a
backwoods.
I got a backwoods whole hog.
Yeah. Too
what
much.
else? I don't
Too
know.
much.
Got a bunch.
Yeah,
I have a
know.
Meadow Creek on an axle. It's
Yeah.
at the school right now. I have
At the school.
it's still
Been
the
there a
school.
while.
It may be a donation. I don't know.
That was my next question. How many grills do you have on Lind? Neighbors
Just
got, huh?
just one currently to the school.
You cut all that off a couple years ago.
No.
No, we have a neighbor that borrows a Traeger. every
I
once in a
mean,
while.
yeah, one of my neighbors just brought back a Traeger. He
Right.
needed it. He was having a family outing, and he has one. And
Yeah.
he's like, man, it would be a lot easier if I could borrow one and be able to do it. And I was like, man, come on, get it rolled
the-
across the street.
The hog cooker gets borrowed a lot. I feel like
Yeah, I'm about to sell my backwoods though. I am.
it gets borrowed pretty often.
I'm about to sell it just because I don't cook a bunch of hogs anymore. But I'm gonna turn around and buy a double wide CTO to have for when I want to cook a hog or when I want to cater. And I'm gonna mount it on the Old Hickory trailer I bought just to have it because we do too many events where I need a grill like that. And I'm tired of unloading and loading and doing this and that. So I need to build me a trailer like that for an event.
I remember when you bought that Old Hickory trailer. There
I
was
w-
about to be a fight over it.
I was just about to say that.
We were trying to get it.
Everybody still wants that trailer.
You still didn't. You never came off of it, huh?
I still got it.
I wouldn't have sold it either. I mean, you got a good deal on it.
I wanted it to put that EOEDX on the back.
I'll buy that EDX from y'all. What you want for it?
I'm not selling that thing.
Yeah. Well, so
Get both of y'all on it?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we bought together. Jack Woods is the only local manufacturer around here. I mean, he's kind of doing it.
Not anymore. Backwoods got sold, right?
Yeah.
And then now Chase, and I have not talked to him, but he's opened back up. He bought Backwoods' old shop, who was Backwoods' right-hand guy. I can't think of Chase's last name. But Blue Bayou Smokers
I've
Is
heard
it in
that.
is the
Louisiana?
name of the company.
Like
they're
they were?
They're in Louisiana. Same shop Mike was in.
Yeah, but he's.
I'm
saying,
talking about
like,
right
local
here in Memphis. Like, so
'cause,
we're a barbecue.
I mean, if you're gonna say that, you might as well say Old Hickory's local because they're in Cape Girardeau, and that's
Yeah.
not far. But
I mean,
yeah,
that's not
local.
far. Local, you got Jack, but he's really not. It's not a full-time gig for him.
No,
just
he
does
doesn't.
something on the
Side
side.
hustle.
Yeah, and he makes some of the best cookers. But yeah, I mean, that's
that
just kind
water
of
cooker that he built us for that whole hog. I mean, I've got one of his.
Oh, Jack Bill's a great smoker.
I got a rib cooker of his that I keep down at the hunting camp. Man, it's a cooking machine.
We need a Memphis grill manufacturer, man. They'd have all kind of.
Used to have what was the other one manufactured here?
It was a trailer model, wasn't it?
It was
know
a
what
trailer model. What was that thing called? Made them down on 3rd Street.
Before my time.
A Tucker.
Yep. Yeah,
It was
you're
a
right.
Tucker.
I've seen those. Yeah, I have.
Neat
A lot of
grills.
rotisseries,
They could
too.
be reverse flow or not, or a regular grill. They was
they
a great
just
design.
stop making them.
They did. I don't really know the story with that, what happened to them, but Tucker Grills, I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, they made trailer models. I remember
You've
that.
seen them before, honey. I know you have way back in the day.
The one grill, he's probably, I mean, I don't know if he'll get mad at me, but the one grill that I've never cooked on that I still want to cook on, do you know what it is? Because I always say it.
No.
Weber kettle.
No. Pitmaker,
Oh,
the vault.
The vault.
my father-in-law's got one in the backyard. They're fun.
Yeah. So I really want, me personally, I want to cook on one. That's one grill that I haven't actually cooked on that I want to. I've heard great things about them.
The vault's a good
I
cookers.
know
I know the
that-
pit maker guys very
Yeah,
well.
I mean, I know they make a great product. We've gone and looked at, hung out at their
tell you what,
warehouse and toured their stuff. And
That sucker is heavy duty. We had to
Yeah.
roll it into my father-in-law's backyard. I think it took 4 of us to get it.
they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
play.
No.
They made our bar that we carry around.
Where are
so.
those made out of?
Texas, right outside of Houston.
Yep.
Texas, great guys.
Balls.
Great. I also
But
have.
I mean, they have other models too.
That's what Poker Porkers has. I mean, they got a
Yes.
pit maker trailer.
Melissa used to have.
She
does she
still got one.
Melissa has a pit maker too.
I also have a Santa Maria grill at the Duck Club
Yeah.
and some other
We
traders.
don't ever
and
use it
drums.
because it's at the Duck Club. But yeah.
Well, it's kind of a cheaper one too. I'm kind of be honest with you. I'm torn. I'm kind of thinking about pulling the Golden's cast iron off the porch and putting a Santa Maria grill right there in that too. I only want a small one, like a 2-foot one.
He has a
Open
green
fire.
egg too. He didn't
What-
mention.
Oh
that.
yeah, I have
he
a green
doesn't
egg
use
too.
it that
I have a green
often,
egg, too.
but he hasn't
Wasn't
used it in a
Randall
while.
making some
He
Santa
did
Maria
make
styles?
some- yeah, he did. I saw those.
He had a smaller one. I think that
I don't
live
know.
fire cooking's pretty cool.
I kind of want one of the Brazilian ones, one with fire bricks in it and a cover.
Yeah.
And stainless and a rotisserie thing built on it. Something a little more, that I can do. I got to be careful though. What concerns me, my porch is screened in, and so I need to be careful. I thought about building a live fire area,
Like
but
an
we're not
open
supposed to
area.
be at the home we're in. But a little while longer, we've purchased some more land to build another house and
Our HOA is real strict
all that.
too.
So,
Can't be out there beating on drums, cooking meat over live fires.
oh yeah, I do what I want. I don't pay no attention to nobody.
Hey man,
I do it in my
They
underwear
are
in my
strict,
neighborhood. And they ain't
though.
coming over telling me nothing. You feel me?
I feel you, buddy. I feel you.
But we, back to that point, I'm not going to do it there, but we have a farm and we're in the middle of building some stuff there. And so I'm kind of building a content studio out there. I'm going to be able to do some filming at my farm coming up. And the open land and, back to my frontiersman days.
Yeah, back to
and
the
all that
roots.
kind of stuff.
I hear you, man.
I got a raccoon hat and stuff I'm going to wear.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
Well, hey,
Just-
I mean, they're basically family. I mean, they're from down the street from each other.
You'll be
They're
cooking
probably-
hogs in the ground for
That's
long.
true. That
They're
y'all
probably
do have,
related
like, They
somehow.
probably are. Everybody from there is related. Some.
We got
Third
some blood down
cousins
there in
or-
the SIP.
I'm sure. I mean, nothing
Down
wrong
here
with
in
that.
the SIP.
All right, so I always have to ask a couple questions near the end of the segment. What is the most useless thing that you have in your pocket that you carry every day, or just about every day? One of the most useless things you carry,
Or purse.
or purse.
Merce.
Well, I have a phone wallet. That's not a merce.
I thought you had a fanny pack.
He has one of those too.
That's
Not
only.
today.
That's only like 1 week a year.
Yeah. Only when they're filming at your tent, I'm walking around with a Yeti or with a fanny pack. My sunglasses here. I lose those pretty often. That's it. What do you have?
Man, I keep a $2 bill in my wallet that Icebox Performance gave me. Oh, man, I don't know. I guess we met him 3 or 4 years ago. I still got the original one he gave me. I just lucky $2 bill. I never spend it. I know I got some money on me if I ever need it.
I'm kind of the same with the $2 bill too. I do a lot of $2 bills. I give away a lot of $2 bills.
Yes.
Oh.
Like that.
He
Kids
does.
love them.
He does a competition up there around 4th of July. He's on his radiator splash shops on a lake up there. Payout is in $2 bills.
Yeah, I think it was $35,000 in $2 bills in a cooler.
Really?
Man, that thing looked like you
And then he made a big trophy that had a radiator on top and stuff.
I mean, I like going to the bank and I'll order them from the bank, usually at a band at a time.
That's what the guy next to me
And
does.
I just take and put them in the gun safe, and I keep, 30, 40 on me at a time.
What's crazy is
That's
people,
tip money.
yeah,
a lot
people
of
don't
times.
realize you can go to the bank and get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to the
Yeah.
bank and order them.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, $2 bill. You're like,
Yeah, I ordered some $3 bills the other day. Those are cool too.
They are. $3 bills.
I almost said it, but I didn't say it.
Man. All right. Who would you consider to be a barbecue mentor? Who's someone y'all look up to in the barbecue community?
Man, I'll be honest. It's kind of sitting across from him. I mean, there's you, there's Malcolm. No, but I mean, seriously, I mean, I've called Heath with questions about product, and, Malcolm's the same way. They're open books, man. I mean, you don't find that all too often.
Well, I appreciate that, but I don't feel like I'm no mentor.
But you're willing to help us in any way you can.
Here, I'll give one to you to kind of like to back up what kind of bring it in full circle. Like, I don't consider like any individual my mentor, but more so like where I'm from, right? So we're down here in DeSoto County. You can count on, it would take you 3 hands to count on the, kick-ass barbecue cooks around here. Not even just barbecue, just people that have been through it and been doing it for 20 years. So you got yourself, you got Malcolm's doing it. I mean, Wheeler's taught a lot of people back. You go back to the 10-bone days, and you can just, they got the all-star squad out there. So a lot of people around here, I know I'm missing a ton of them, but
you can go back and look at just what team spun off of John Wheeler.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
and it would be an incredible resume.
Yeah, you got
It's
Wayne
insane.
Booth and all of them.
I mean,
Red
got
Hot
Nick
Smokers.
doing it now.
Nick.
Look at Wolf.
Nick's a good friend of ours. Like Nick, it's just kids our age, men our age now, kind of like the next wave coming through.
Right, I done had my heyday. I'm out.
Yeah, you're an old man now. No, you
go retire to the woodshed, man.
Well, you know how the energy levels go. You start, Candace, you've been through it with them.
Look, I'm not in my 40s. Do not put me there.
Well, you will be soon.
Well,
And
go ahead.
and you'll start feeling it before you get there.
I'm feeling it at 37.
I mean,
Jeez.
yeah.
Barbecue competitions will take a toll on you.
They're tough.
Man, you're right. They will take a toll on you. All right, so I only have a couple more questions. What is y'all's favorite barbecue restaurant inside the United States?
Oh man, I feel like I got to stay local here. I'm gonna go Cozy Corner's probably one of my favorites to go to. Just always good. Payne's is always good. I hit those two pretty regularly. So I know there are so many out there, but
There's a lot of good ones. I've not been to Payne's. I got to go there.
Yeah, like favorite restaurant, favorite barbecue, like restaurant style. I used to love the Rendezvous. Right, you go in there, you get the ambiance. You throw it down. You sit down. They throw a couple pitchers at the table. They're just basket.
Sausage,
just
cheese,
throw it on down, man. Get on to it. But like, I love Texas barbecue too. I like because
Sure.
they serve it in the mass, baby. I love feeding the people. So those operations always impress me, and when they can turn out a good product. Amy and I went to Terry Black's a few months ago. That's the last one I've been to.
Which location did you go?
The one in Dallas.
We've been
the
to
one
the
in
original
Deep Ellum.
San Marcos. It's good where he's at all the time.
That's his main one, I believe.
It is. There's so many good barbecue restaurants in Texas, though. That it's in my top 3 too. Barbecue restaurants. Valentina's is probably my number 1.
Sure.
I've heard you say that.
It's solid, but going back to you just hit a little. I think it's the presentation in Texas that separates them from everybody else. They always say it's bigger in Texas, and if you go in somewhere and they're laying it all out on a really school tray for you, and the sandwich is out there and it's not wrapped up in a wrapper or not thrown on a plate, and it's on that whole tray, and it's a handful of sides or 2 slices of brisket, 3 ribs, a couple slices of turkey, a piece of sausage. That's just Texas size. I don't know. That's just pretty. I think it just helps sell itself that.
Yeah, and I like places where you can order like a family style. If you go to a barbecue place like that, you look at the menu, you're like, oh, I want this. And
Gotta try a little bit of everything.
That's why we brought 8 people, because we're finna lay it out.
Yep.
Now, what's your go-to around here?
My go-to around here, I'm probably going to say Memphis Barbecue Company.
Yeah, it's
it's consistent. If you want a good wet rib that you wouldn't be ashamed to even most days turn in a barbecue contest, I got to give it to Memphis Barbecue Company.
Yeah.
But like you said, the ribs at Cozy Corner, don't you sleep on them at all. Central is good, but there's certain items that I like at Central over other things, and that's the same way One and Only.
Jerk wings at Central?
Jerk wings and
That salad.
believe it or not, a
is
pulled
even good.
chicken salad.
It's
Smoked
so
chicken
good.
salad pulled in a deep fried tortilla bowl, homemade ranch. Yeah. They use good romaine lettuce. Great. But yeah, they're jerk wings. If you ain't eating the jerk wings at Central, you ain't living.
They are good.
That's
really
my
good.
go-to over there.
We stopped at the 17th Street with Candace. We talked to her about this. It was the one in Marion, I believe.
Yeah, we didn't go to the original. We were just on our way home on Sunday afternoon. We were like, let's go. We'll try it.
I know exactly where it's at. I usually fill up at that gas station right there down
Across,
the road from
yeah.
it. Yeah, kind of sitting parallel.
Did you get any of the stuff I said, or what'd y'all eat?
Man, we had a little bit of it.
Did you try pork steak?
I don't think we had a pork.
Don't
steak.
sleep on the pork steak.
Shit,
man.
we didn't get a pork steak.
No, we had
Don't
ribs,
sleep on
brisket.
the
We had all
pork
kinds
steak.
I
of
thought
stuff.
we got
Chicken wings.
everything. Yeah, I mean, it was good. For you've got
Yeah.
that. It's hard to consistently turn in that competition style at a restaurant. That's why Memphis barbecue is so good because they're putting out a different style of barbecue than a lot of other these places and
Yeah.
just throwing stuff over the charcoal.
Yeah, you're right.
You got to respect that a little bit, man. You roll by there, and they're not going to be open for 3 hours, and dude's back there on the pit.
You're right. It's totally
I
different.
have
mean,
my specialties that I like at restaurants too.
I mean, which ones?
I mean, like I don't even like pecan pie. Southern don't like pecan pie. Make it for Heath and my family, but Little Miss Barbecue, Arizona, love their pecan pie.
They
Something
smoke on
about
a
it.
pellet grill.
Oh,
Really?
it's amazing.
They use the pre-made crust of the little
I don't
bitty
even
pies
care.
that
It's
you can
good.
buy, and he's doing his homemade filling in it, and he's putting them on a pellet smoker to smoke. And I think he told us he was cooking them at a low setting, right?
I don't know. They're so good though.
But they are just
Amazing.
it's amazing. I
That
mean,
and then the fried pickles from Travis in
Oh, yeah.
Oklahoma.
don't sleep on
I mean, his
Travis's-
barbecue is great. I'm not saying
everything
I'm not trying
we
to
ate there
dismiss
was
it,
good. Yeah.
but those pickles were amazing.
What do you think they did to them?
He told me he soaked them
Yeah,
in beer, and then he's got
I don't know. They're good.
a mustard that he bottles and sells, that spicy mustard. He dips them in the spicy mustard, and then the panko, then deep fries them.
Yeah, it
But
gets
I
that
think-
mustard in there.
But
They're,
it's the
like,
beer.
perfect.
It's the beer.
They're so good.
He lets some beer brine. He pulls them out of the pickle brine and puts them in beer. And I'm gonna tell you, it's a spear.
And I
it's
won't
pretty good.
even dismiss the corn. You can't eat it anymore, but the corn salad or whatever that keto taught us how to make.
Oh, he don't like that.
Man,
He can't
oh,
eat
keto.
corn anymore.
I can't eat corn anymore because of my diverticulitis. But Lily's Q, I will say the corn salad,
It's
the
good.
tri-tip, and you cannot forget the banana pudding if you go.
Oh, I forgot.
I mean, you
The
cannot.
banana pudding. It's so pretty, but
That's
it tastes
at
good
Destin,
too. In Destin,
little
yeah.
shack
Yeah.
on the
Like
water.
not
if y'all know
the
Lily's
there
Q.
is
Yeah.
another Lily's Q in Chicago, but
In
this is
Destin,
like
that-
the original
in
one.
Destin. So you have a condo at Destin, right?
Pensacola, but I'll be there a few times this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to go by there. Lily's Q.
Yep.
Lily's Q. You call me and you just tell him you know me.
I will.
Keto.
He'll probably cuss you out and give
He
you the
probably
food.
will.
You know,
cut you out, but
we were in Destin a few weeks. The guy that owns Destin Seafood and Ice used to be the pitmaster at, was it Willingham?
I forget where he was, but yeah, the manager. He's
The manager? Oh no, he was big. I figured that might ring a bell. I don't know. Well,
It's always interesting stories, isn't it, guys?
hey, barbecue world.
small
Barbecue
world.
world. Well, guys, I hope that y'all have enjoyed coming on the show with me and Candace today. I know I've had a good time, and I hope all the guests is going to learn a little something about y'all and just some of the things and some of the tidbits you pick up. And tell everybody where they can find y'all at and some of your products.
So our products are available online, meatwhiskey.com. You can order them direct from us. We'll do free local delivery on within a reasonable distance, 50 miles. We're not taking them ourselves, but we don't have any in the big box grocery stores now, and there's reasons for that. So all of your small local box grocery stores, liquor stores, meat markets around town, and I mean, if it's not in your township yet, it will be there soon. We've got a hit list out. So
Hit list. I like it.
if you don't see us in the store, ask them why it ain't in there.
That's right. So where can everybody find y'all at?
Meatwhiskey.com,
And what else?
hogtoss.com.
What else?
MWSmokers.com.
All right. Anything else?
That's it for now. Big news coming.
Big news coming. You heard it here first, folks. M&W Smokers, I hope y'all enjoyed shooting the Q today with them. We'll see y'all next week for another episode.
Thank you for tuning in to the Shootin' the Q podcast. If you have any comments or suggestions for future episodes, please feel free to reach out to us on our social media channels or through our website. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. Leave us a review if you enjoyed the show. Until next time, keep shooting the Q.